Why traffic is now banned from using a Milwaukee bridge.
Well, we got to start it forward. The weather, we can call it a warm-up, sort of. Didn't really feel like it, though, with the wind in my face. But we hit the upper 20s today.
That is some good news. So what can we expect for tonight and into the weekend?
For those answers, we have to get a weather expert in here. And Stephanie Barrichello, did you think, I was looking at the temperature this morning, and I'm like, it says it's a lot warmer. It just doesn't feel like it.
I know, that's the tricky part, because yes, temperatures are over 10 degrees warmer than what they were at this point yesterday, but our wind chill is the same as the air temperature yesterday. So that's, you know, one of the trade-offs from going from a cold and calm day to a warmer but windier day. Regardless, I do think it was a noticeable difference compared to yesterday. You'll also notice that we have more cloud cover today, and that is out ahead of a chance for some flurries and light snow this evening, most of which has not actually reached our area just yet. But we're overcast for now, 26 degrees, but that southwest wind is still on the stronger side, so we feel like teens. Still bundle up if you're going to be out and about enjoying your Friday evening. Potentially some flurries flying across Fond du Lac, Sheboygan, maybe northern Ozaukee County. But as we broaden the view, most of this is in southwestern parts of our state. We're still really dry here locally. Despite the cloud cover, we're still pretty dry, so we're not expecting to see a lot out of this, just some periods of light snow and flurries. But I do think we'll also need to watch for the potential of some pockets of freezing drizzle, especially later on this evening. Not expecting widespread icing, but I do urge you before you maybe hit the roads just to check road conditions as the night goes on. The good news is that that system will completely be out of our area closer to 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. You'll notice we're fine here locally, but where that snow is located out west, it is enough to reduce visibility a little bit. I don't think we'll be as reduced as La Crosse, but there could be times going forward tonight where we see just a little bit of a drop in visibility. Quick check of temperatures. Nice to see 20s on the map, still even 30 right now in West Bend, but as Ben mentioned, it is a little deceiving because we still feel like teens. So plan on some light snow, some flurries going forward tonight. Temperatures will actually hold steady in these 20s with steady wind chills as well. Now we're going to be chilly tomorrow morning, likely dropping back to teens, but then also some 20s tomorrow afternoon as well. We are looking at accumulating snowfall, at least a few inches, by Sunday morning. I'll have that forecast for you coming up.
I'm excited for that. All right, we get to play in the snow this weekend. Thanks, Steph. Keep tabs on the weekend weather. When you tap into the FOX6 Storm Center app, you're going to have access to the live radar. You got temperatures, wind speed. You can also check out the extended forecast.
The Trump administration is moving National Guardsmen and ICE agents to different major cities across the country in their most recent move. ICE agents are now in the Gulf Coast.
But they're also here in downtown Milwaukee preparing their new home. Jason Calvi joins us live downtown. After delving into some city records, you've been all over this story, Jason. What have you found out? What's next?
Hey, Ben, well, this is the current building. This is the building you may have seen at downtown Milwaukee. It's at Knapp and Broadway. It's on MSOE's campus here downtown, and it's right now leased by ICE. Today, about 100 protesters fought the cold and ice. The federal government leased the building since 1999, and in 2023, MSOE bought it. The school says before then, the federal government said it was going to leave within months, but ended up staying. And MSOE says federal law requires they allow the federal government to stay, something some students aren't happy with.
It's really important for MSOE to recognize that they inherited this lease. They chose to accept this building where they knew ICE was conducting enforcement and removal operations out of it.
ICE is not welcome in Wisconsin.
So ICE did respond to today's protests. They say that they do respect people peacefully protesting. They say, though, that some ICE workers are facing difficulties and assaults in their jobs across the country. They say they're doing what they're legally supposed to be doing, which is arresting people they say that are in the country illegally. ICE is planning to move to Milwaukee's northwest side. We delved into city records and found that the city did approve a certificate for occupancy for ICE to move into that building on the northwest side. We'll have more of that at 5.
Jason Calvi reporting from downtown Milwaukee. Thank you. A man accused of being the driver in a hit and run makes his initial court appearance in Waukesha. Christopher Wood is charged with 2 counts of hit and run involving great bodily harm. He's accused of hitting 2 people on Tuesday night in Merton. Sheriff's deputies say Wood then took off. He turned himself in on Wednesday. A 64-year-old man and a 64-year-old woman were seriously hurt. A $7,500 cash bond was set. Wood will be back in court next week.
A 23-year-old man is charged with abduction of a child after prosecutors say he stole a car last week with a little boy in the back seat. That's Alexander Galatine on your screen, remains in jail on $5,000 bail. Prosecutors say the boy's mom left him in the car outside the West Dallas Walgreens while completing a DoorDash order. Prosecutors say Galatine took the car, stole her wallet, then left that vehicle behind the Hampton Inn in Greenfield. The boy's mother actually found him safe inside a car after tracking her iPad that was in the car. Galatine was out on bail for a different criminal case when this happened.
To Milwaukee's south side, where a barrier now sits, blocking the entrance to the 16th Street Bridge, a major thoroughfare. Abril Preciado joins us live with details on the project and its impact.
Kim, as you can see, or as we have been reporting on, this closure came pretty suddenly. Now, this is what we're seeing. Just check it out right now. These barriers are out here, including this sign that says road closed. And as you can see, this is what we're seeing right here along 16th Street near Pierce Street, where the road is pretty much closed right now. Now, what we know is that the northern portion of 16th Street, a viaduct over the Menominee River, was already closed due to an ongoing rehabilitation project near Canal Street and Clybourne. Now, the Department of Public Works says 16th Street is fully closed because inspection crews found that the bridge was in need of repairs during an in-depth inspection.
I came in this morning and I seen it was fully closed and I was like, well, I guess it's fully closed now.
And the big question now is, when will it reopen? Well, DPW tells me they don't have an exact date or time frame. However, they do tell me that they are working on alternative routes to provide for folks that are in need of it to get to this road as well. And coming up at 5, you'll hear from a business that tells us how this closure is impacting their business. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Abril Preciado, FOX 6 News.
All right, Abril, thanks. Well, it's kind of like Black Friday, but for Brewers fans, Brewers Friday, does that work?
It's got a ring to it. It's the first day of the team's annual clubhouse sale at American Family Field. You can find Brewers merch, clothing, game-used items up to 80% off the normal prices. Aside from the bargains, the Brewers' brand new powder blue road uniform is also for sale. The team just announced the new look on Thursday.
It's a nod to the past. People have loved the powder blue uniforms since the era of Robin Yount, Paul Molitor, and those guys. It has the updated marks with our current branding. So it's a little bit of a blend of the past and the present, and we expect it to be very, very popular.
The Brewers Clubhouse sale runs through Sunday. Fans are also encouraged to round up to support Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation, which raises awareness and supports families impacted by childhood cancer.
Ted Perry once bought me socks from that sale.
He did?
Yeah. I just got a hole in them. I just had to throw them out.
Oh, geez.
So, time to go back. Get some new socks.
You can sell.
They're gone. Yeah, they're already gone. Hey, don't forget about the Packers. FOX 6, we're the place to be for Sunday's game. Kickoff is at 3:25, right after the Bills and Bengals game. And we're going to have a special edition of FOX 6 News because we know there's going to be so much to unpack after the game. Our sports team, we're going to wrap everything up on the Blitz Sunday at 10:30.
Speaking of sports, a huge day as the FIFA World Cup is coming up next year.
And today, the draw for the field took place. A look at where the U.S. landed and the special party held in D.C. for the biggest sporting event in the world, coming to our neck of the woods.
Gino joins us next with his conversation with George Clooney.
What?
Yes, on his new movie. And Matt Miller also joins us live with details on what's happening this weekend. Santa is going to be busy. Hundreds of Santas, actually, downtown.
We got Santa, we got George Clooney. This is a big show.
Brewers Clubhouse sale.
You're watching Fox 6 News with Ben Handelman and Kim Murphy.
The U.S. and other countries know who they will play in the opening round of the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
This is so exciting. As Fox's Caroline Shively shows us, today's draw ceremony in Washington, D.C., it generated more hype for North America's first World Cup event in 30 years.
All around the world and here in D.C., soccer fans were glued to their screens for the World Cup draw, and for the U.S., the soccer gods were smiling. Lots of excitement here in D.C. as fans found out who their teams will match up against next summer.
Imagine for a month, every single day is the Super Bowl. From basically noon to midnight, it is the Super Bowl. And that Super Bowl is taking place in your backyard.
President Trump among those attending today's draw ceremony at the Kennedy Center. He is the recipient of FIFA's first ever Peace Prize. This year's tournament is the biggest ever, with 48 teams split up into 12 groups of 4. The U.S. drawing Australia, Paraguay, and the winner of a playoff in its group for the opening round. The Americans have advanced to the second so-called knockout round in the last 3 World Cups they were in. And of course, fans are hoping they'll keep that streak alive. Some of the favorites this year include England, Spain, and France, as well as Argentina and Brazil. Norway is also considered a dark horse and a squad nobody wants to match up against. Teams are still waiting to find out when and where they'll play. That will be determined Saturday. 16 cities will host games, 11 of them in the United States. If you're one of these towns where they're coming to town, what's it going to be like?
Insanity. Soccer people are nuts. It's fun. They're loud. They're here to party, and they want to win.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup will kick off June 11th in Mexico City. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
You know who we got to beat? The Socceroos.
Who are they? Oh,
Australia.
Oh.
Don't they have the best name, though?
That's their name?
Crikey. Gotta
Really?
beat them. That's their nickname.
You're
yeah.
still not Hugh Jackman.
I learned this week.
I know.
I will never be Hugh
Yeah,
Jackman.
I was just like, I see what you're doing.
I can only be
trying.
myself.
But yeah,
Getting
just
close.
come back to Ben.
They
So
also
snap
have
out of it.
the Irwin family.
Yes.
Just wrapped up Dancing with the Stars.
Australia is
You
hot
know,
right now.
that's the
I know.
place to be.
Yeah.
George Clooney later in this show here on Fox 6 News at 4. An
Is Ashley
American.
interviewing him too?
Gino's interviewing.
Too bad.
I know. Oh, thank goodness she's not.
That would be really bad, I think.
Real
for me.
interesting weekend in the Handel Sears household. Anyways, we got snow on the way this weekend.
There we go. So we've survived the cold, and then we get to talk. Oh, it's snowing right now in Wisconsin.
Yes, this is Oshkosh. It hasn't quite made its way here. We're still really dry, despite the cloud cover. A lot of times that's our indication that we've saturated a lot, but here we're still just a bit on the dry side. So it's out towards the west. But yes, there is some light snow falling up north towards Oshkosh, and this is kind of what we have in our forecast going forward this evening. It's not going to be a major snow. We're not even expecting to see much in the way of accumulation tonight. Our better chance for a few inches worth of snow going to be late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. You can tell where the snow is falling, though, as we look at our visibility map. So a lot of spots up towards the north and towards the west, dealing with some reduced visibility as low as about 3/4 of a mile for La Crosse as well as Wausau. We could see pockets of lower visibility at times here as the snow moves in, but for now, again, we are still dry. It hasn't quite moved in just yet. It's getting close, though. Maybe some flurries in some of our northern communities and potentially up into Dodge County as well. And notice how this is beginning to break apart as it moves eastward, encountering some of this drier air. Flurries, a little bit of light snow expected in the coming hours through about 10 o'clock tonight. Still check on road conditions. There is the slight chance we end up seeing just a few little pockets of freezing drizzle with this because of how dry we are. We're not going to see these turning into ice crystals. These are going to be those super cool droplets that then fall as liquid and freeze on contact with anything that's below freezing. Everything is at this point in time. So I don't think we're looking at a widespread icing issue or anything like that. It's just the chance for a few of these to mix in from time to time. So still take it slow as you're out and about this evening, enjoying your Friday night. This is with a storm system that right now is out towards the west. We're already watching another one for Saturday night and early Sunday morning, even farther towards the west. So we have a pretty active forecast still. In fact, even looking ahead to next week, we have 2 other systems that we're watching for especially Tuesday, Wednesday, and on into Thursday. Let's check in with Sky Vision and focus on what we have right now, though. First and foremost, still a breezier evening. We'll see some of those scattered light snow showers through about 10 o'clock tonight. Then we're going to dry out a little bit. Dry for Saturday morning. I hear there's a big Santa rampage in Milwaukee tomorrow. Never taken part in that, but I have so many friends who enjoy it. Bundle up, layer up. You're not going to have to worry about snow or anything like that, but it is going to be a chilly morning. Now, Saturday night, after about 10 o'clock, we see that next batch of snow moving in. That's going to be a steadier snow. Still a very fluffy consistency, but there is the chance right now to see about 1 to 3 inches worth of accumulation. Thankfully, it falls Saturday night. Will not impact your route to the Packers game, but the Packers game is going to be also a bit on the chilly side. Not expecting much in the way of accumulation tonight, maybe a coating to a dusting, but different story for Saturday night and Sunday morning. There is the chance right now for about 1 to 3 inches worth of accumulation. Now, as you get farther towards the west and down towards the south into Illinois, higher snowfall totals are looking likely. In fact, there's actually a winter storm warning in parts of Iowa for the potential of 4 to 8 inches worth of snow and winter weather advisories elsewhere. Not for our area, though, because, again, we're going to see some of the lower totals with this storm system. Quick check of temperatures. We're going to hold steady for now, but tomorrow morning we are going to drop. So, again, anyone going to be out riding their bike tomorrow morning in Milwaukee, just make sure you bundle up. Temperatures throughout the daytime will still reach back into the mid-20s. Here's your full 6-day planner. So just watching the potential of those flurries and snow showers tonight. And then again, Saturday night into early Sunday morning, flurries Monday, and then 2 separate storm systems for the rest of next week. But a couple of days in the 30s, guys.
There's a whole Fox 6 crew is going to be at the Santa Rampage.
I know, and it's fun to watch, even if you're not participating, just to be on the bridge and watching all these Santas go by.
Yeah. For hours.
For hours.
Some of them
all
maybe coming
shapes
from
and
a brewery.
sizes.
So yeah, the ho-hos get louder. Well, walking on Wisconsin's shorelines, that's been no walk in the park for a Shorewood man.
A $313 ticket for the shores he claims belongs to everyone. How a judge's pending decision could send shockwaves up and down the shoreline.
He's now fighting a $313 ticket. We'll tell you about it next.
A $313 ticket and an unrelenting walker could help decide the public's access to Lake Michigan's shoreline.
Yeah, we first scratched the surface on this story Tuesday night, but Sam Kramer is back with a look at the case the defendant hopes he loses. We'll tell you why.
Even when it's covered in snow, footsteps show the value of Atwater Beach in Shorewood.
It's just a really nice place to walk all through the year.
It's a spot Paul Florsheim has walked on and off for about 50 years, until this summer, when he came across a man who owns property along Lake Drive, Dan Damagala.
And he kind of waved his arms and said, you can't walk here. He said, did you see the sign? And I said, yeah, I saw the sign. And he said, and I said, and then I ignored the sign.
Damagala then called police to report trespassing. To be clear, Florsheim admits to walking past the signs posted on both ends of the beach that read no trespassing. Shorewood police first gave him a warning. Damagala then gave us this video from a surveillance camera showing Florsheim again past those no trespassing signs later in July. Then Florsheim heard from police again.
They identified me and said, we have a photo of you, and they showed it to me, and I said, yeah, that's me. And then I received a ticket.
How much was it?
$313.
That brings us to the municipal courtroom at Shorewood's Village Hall.
This is the case of the Village of Shorewood versus Paul W. Florsheim.
Florsheim defended himself in court Tuesday night. The judge only allowed us to take photos and record audio of the 4-hour trial on short notice. Damagala was the village's first witness.
What led you to call the police?
Just angry, unfriendly matter. This is a Tuesday morning. I would expect maybe, hello, my name is...
The village argues a 1923 Wisconsin Supreme Court opinion proves Florsheim was trespassing. In Dommel versus Jantz, the court found, quote, whether the title to the shore between ordinary high and low water marks be deemed in the public or whether it rests in private ownership, the rights of the riparian owner are equally well fixed and established. That's a 1900s way to say Damagala owns the land between the water line and what's known as the ordinary high water mark. It's a boundary line that's left by the water. The opinion also holds the public has the right to access that spot when the water is high. David Striffling is director of the Marquette Law School's Water Law and Policy Initiative.
This is a point where public and private interests collide, and you can understand why if you spent a lot of money on a piece of waterfront property, you'd want that beach for your own use.
Though he wasn't walking in the water, Florsheim argues he wasn't trespassing. He says he was navigating a public waterway by walking the beach. He points to a law within our state constitution, the Public Trust Doctrine. It requires so-called navigable waters be forever free, including the land beneath waterways. It's now up for the judge to decide.
I feel that it's really important for people to stand up for what their rights are and not, give an inch on efforts to curtail those rights.
In Shorewood, Sam Kramer, Fox 6 News.
The judge gave the village in Florsheim until the end of next week to file briefs on why she should include walking as an example of water navigation. She said her plan is to issue a written decision before the end of the year. Florsheim says he's already had environmental attorneys reach out to him wanting to represent him should he lose. He tells Fox 6 he hopes to appeal it all the way to the state Supreme Court, again, if he loses.
He dominated on the court, and now Michael Jordan is seeking a win in a courtroom.
Jordan is taking on NASCAR, why he calls the stock racing company a monopoly, and the changes he's fighting for and why.
You're watching Fox 6 News with Ben Handelman and Kim Murphy.
This show's flying. It's almost 4:30. Here's the big stories we're following today.
A federal vaccine advisory committee has voted to end the long-standing recommendation that all babies get the hepatitis B vaccine on the day they're born. Instead, it's recommending that the birth dose only be for babies whose mothers tested positive. For other babies, it will be up to the parents and their doctors to decide if the birth dose is appropriate. Opponents of the change say the vaccine is credited with cutting child infections. The panel will send its recommendations to the CDC director.
A $72 billion deal is shaking up the streaming world today. Netflix is buying Warner Brothers Discovery, the Hollywood studio behind mega franchises like Harry Potter and Friends. It would put two of the biggest names in film and TV under one banner. The sale could take 12 to 18 months to close, but it is expected to draw antitrust scrutiny from lawmakers. And we're following snow, Steph.
We absolutely are. Right now it's out towards the west, but we have two chances. One for later tonight, more so just some flurries, and then the chance for about 1 to 3 inches of accumulation late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. So still a very active forecast. Just cloudy for now, a little warmer than yesterday, though it is windy, so kind of tricky. It feels just like it did yesterday. Snow is beginning to approach from the west, especially some of our northwestern communities, but as I brought in the view, you can tell how this is breaking apart. It's encountering dry air here locally, so we're really just expecting some flurries as well as light snow showers with minimal accumulation. One thing we will have to watch for, pockets of freezing drizzle, though I do not expect it to be a widespread issue. Just take it slow still if you're going to be out and about enjoying your Friday evening. Temperatures will hold steady. We dry out after 10 p.m., dry for Saturday until Saturday night. We'll talk more about that second batch of snow coming up.
Steph, thanks. NBA legend Michael Jordan is in federal court today to testify at a trial related to a lawsuit he and the motor racing team he co-owns filed against NASCAR, claiming they're operating as a monopoly.
Fox's Chelsea Torres live in Charlotte, North Carolina, where this trial is taking place. All right, Chelsea, Michael Jordan, you were in the courtroom today, testified. What did he have to say?
Sure, Ben, Kim, Michael Jordan testified for nearly an hour, telling the jury why he's suing NASCAR. Now, his testimony started off with his passion for NASCAR. He talked about how his dad would take his family to different racetracks, and they would call it a, quote, weekend family vacation. Now, Jordan says that he does believe in NASCAR's charter system because it has its benefits, but says that there needs to be more of a partnership between race teams and the organization itself. Now, today was day 5 of this antitrust trial as two motor racing teams duke it out with NASCAR. Michael Jordan's team 2311 has problems with NASCAR's most recent charter agreement. It should have been signed in September of last year, but his team refused. Instead, they're suing the stock car racing company. Now, the charter agreement requires NASCAR to pay teams a percentage of media revenue, and it also guarantees them a spot in a cup race. Jordan emphasized he believes in the system because it helps give teams security if they're not able to get enough sponsorship. But he says a stronger partnership between NASCAR and the teams would help grow the sport. Jordan wanted to make it clear that he's not downplaying everything NASCAR has done for the sport. He just wants to help improve it. One attorney I spoke with has experience with professional athletes, and he says the charter system is the beating heart of NASCAR and could be damaged from this trial.
The problem that NASCAR has in this case is that not only did they lean slightly into the anti-competitive space, but they just jumped right into the deep end of the pool, in my view. And they went into aspects of absolute iron-fisted control that I predict is really going to give them a problem in this case.
Now, the judge has already determined that NASCAR is a monopoly for the stock car racing market. However, the jury now has to decide if NASCAR is controlling the market illegally. Now, the defense, NASCAR's lawyers, still have to present their case, and they'll do that as this trial continues next week here in Charlotte. I'm Chelsea Torres, Fox 9.
Is it possible we'll see a settlement and this will come to an abrupt stop, or do you think NASCAR is going to take this all the way and the two sides will duke it out?
There's always always a possibility for a settlement at this point. There's also a possibility for an appeal. It's quite interesting, actually, because so far this case, the plaintiff's case, which is the two teams that are suing NASCAR, they've already kind of dragged this out a little bit longer than the judge would have liked. He told both parties yesterday, hey, we need to speed this up. So as of now, it's, again, this trial was supposed to only last 10 days, and the judge refuses to make it last more than 3 weeks. So at this point, it's really just a matter of, can they speed this up? Can they get everything that they need? And will this actually come to a settlement? Really, I mean, the defense still needs to kind of put their side out there on the table and see what their message is.
It's ironic. Speeding up is usually what they're good at, not with the legal system sometimes. Chelsea Torres reporting live from Charlotte. Appreciate it.
And for a look at the stories that we're working on for you, all new Fox 6 News at 5. My partner in crime, Sam Kramer, is in the newsroom. Hey, Sam.
Hi there, Kim. From one lawsuit to another, the Milwaukee Public School District can soon face a new lawsuit.
I am so hurt by this, man. It not only hurting her, I'm the voice for her. She can't talk. She can't say sentences.
This one involves two parents of MPS students. Why they say the district is not doing enough to keep their children safe. Plus.
I'm Andrew Amuzu in downtown Milwaukee, where I spoke with an attorney for the Croatian Eagles soccer program, where a former volunteer is now criminally charged for child sex crimes. That's new at 5.
And we have some tips to make sure that you are keeping your pets safe during the winter cold. All that and more when I join Kim for Fox 6 News at 5.
All right, Sam, we'll see you soon. With the college basketball season well underway, one former Fox 6 high school hotshot has had a fantastic start for his team. Back when he played in Wisconsin, he shared the title of Mr. Basketball in 2023 and set multiple school records on the hardwood as well. Let's take you back in time with this Fox 6 high school hotshot.
My name is Milan Momcilovic. I'm a senior at Milwaukee High School. I'm on the 3-time state champ varsity boys basketball team. Actually, I just got a letter that I wrote to myself back in 6th grade. And the 6th grade letter wrote, I want to win 4 state championships. Well, I got 3 of them. It's been one heck of a journey. Just to close it out with the state championship and 3 in a row, that's great. I mean, this gym is truly something special. A lot of days by myself and just shot a lot of shots. And just to think about I'll never play in this gym again is crazy. We want to leave that legacy on how we do things and what we do. And obviously we win state championships, but it's kind of how we do it. Class act and very professional about it. Another memory I have, it was actually on this court, it was freshman year. It was a shot kind of red line over there. There was 0.7 seconds left and we were down 3. And then I hit that shot to tie the game. I played baseball back in the day. I played football for a year. I also played volleyball. So I kind of played all sports. So next year I'm going to play for Iowa State. So that's going to be something special. Hopefully we make it to the tournament and start dancing. Obviously the dream is to go to the NBA. I think that was a dream since I was a little kid. But if I don't go to the NBA, I do want to play basketball somewhere and make money playing basketball. And then after my basketball career, who knows where I go. We'll see where I go from there. Yeah, when people see me and they see my name, some people know I'm 100% Serbian. There's a lot of Serbians playing this game nowadays. I guess I don't have a middle name. No middle names in my family. I honestly don't know if all Serbians don't have middle names, but I know some of the Serbians I know, none of them have middle names. We don't need another complicated name. My name is Milan Momcilovic. I'm a senior here at Milwaukee High School, and I play on the boys varsity basketball team where we won 3 state championships in a row. On this week's Fox 6 High School Hotshot.
I like it. All right. A big movie with big stars hits Netflix tonight.
Jay Kelly, it's now streaming, and Gino sat down with the biggest star of them all. George Clooney is in this film, and he's talking to Gino next.
See you, Dad. I'm leaving on Saturday for Paris.
This is your last summer. It would be so lonely here without you.
No, it won't. You're never alone.
Really? I think I'm always alone. Thanks a lot. You're welcome. Thinking about her leaving, I feel like I missed it.
We need you now. Jay's having a nervous breakdown. It's bad. It's really, really bad.
Jay, where are we going?
Meg, where are we going?
France.
France. France?
George Clooney plays Jay Kelly, a movie star who embarks on a journey of self-discovery through Europe with his manager, as you can see, played by Adam Sandler.
I think I'm going to watch this tonight after work. Jay Kelly is on Netflix. And Gino, you got a pretty big name for this interview.
It was an honor sitting down with George. I've been talking to him for a long time, as you're going to hear here momentarily. But, you know, a lot of people look at this movie and say, is this George Clooney's life story? No. So success comes to you later in life.
Sure.
What if it had come earlier? Would things have been different for you?
Yeah. I think we're not necessarily designed when you're very young to have too much success. I think you're brilliant. And when you get older and you've failed a bunch, and then you find some success, I think you have a little more perspective of how little it has to do with you, you know?
One of the most beautiful moments in this movie is you just looking at small things that people are doing.
Oh yeah, on the train.
On the train.
Yeah.
And is that something you do in life? Because it seems like that is you.
I'm looking at you right now.
Oh,
and I'm watching us both age. Dude, how long have we been doing interviews now? 25
since the beginning
years?
of your career.
Yeah, so a long time. So, you know, we were young. There was no gray hair.
No, but why try to hide it? Right? You made it okay.
I'm trying to.
No, but that as an actor, observing people, saying that you lose touch at a certain point if you're too successful.
Well, I think some people surround themselves with a lot of the trappings that happen, and I think sometimes it's accidental, but it becomes a thing. I was always pretty lucky to not have, you know, the trainer and the chef and the, you know, all of those sort of trappings that sort of really do isolate you. So I think it just happens because I was older. You know?
Right. People are going to say, is this George's movie? Is this George's life?
Yeah.
It is not your life because that important part you do take care of.
Well, it's important to be, you know, this is a guy who lives with the fact that he didn't, at every crossroad that you should take, he took kind of the wrong one. He took the one that's very good for his career, but, you know, if at the end of your life you've just got a really nice show reel and you don't have your kids and you don't have the people you love around you, then you've failed.
I love George Clooney.
Jaw drop. Like, this is not lip service. You know George Clooney.
I'm a lucky man. I'm lucky man. Yes.
It looks like this movie's, you know, it sort of gives us another perspective on what it's like to be famous too. And you're talking to George Clooney. I mean, did he talk about the experience, living in a bubble, always being in the spotlight?
Well, not only that, but also the experience of you start out with people in the business, and in this movie, he loses touch with those people, but not in George's real life. Another thing that you do that I'm going to compare to this film is you have stuck with those friends. In the movie, there's an encounter with someone that you were an actor with early on, but you have stayed friends with. Very important.
Well, you know, one of my very dearest friends and my producing partner for 40 years, we met in acting class. So yeah, it's fun, but you know, that's a fun thing to share. I remember when he and I won the Oscar for Argo for Best Picture. You know, I slept on his couch when I was broke, and he loaned me $100 for headshots, and then we were standing up there getting an Oscar together. So there's a fun thing to share when you've done it your whole life.
Right. Those moments where you're on the train and all of a sudden everyone looks at you with a smile, which is, I believe, the way it probably is for you in life. Is that something you can ever get used to? Or, you know, do you wish for a day when you could walk somewhere and not be bothered?
Well, look, you're never going to see me complain about things working out in my career and my life. Certainly there are times that you'd like to be able to sort of move around anonymously, particularly with the kids. You know? I got 2 8-year-olds. But nobody wants to hear me complain because, you know, I have a very lucky life, you know, overall, and so I'm not going to complain about the inconveniences that, you know, seem minor compared to others.
but it's what you've done with that life. I'm so proud of who you are. And, you know, from the beginning, I've always enjoyed talking to you. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. I love talking to you too, but
Wow, really, I cannot wait to see this movie.
I know. My favorite part of George Clooney, do you know what his dad did for a living?
Yes.
A local TV anchorman.
Right.
I mean, he kind of grew up in a lifestyle like we were living, you know, very local in Kentucky.
And I just want to add this, talking about those friends. So a few years back, George called his friends together, 10 of the friends who helped him on his way up. He handed them each a briefcase with $1 million in it, and he also paid the taxes on that. What kind of a friend is George Clooney?
And wasn't one of those friends Cindy Crawford's husband?
Randy Gerber?
Yeah.
I think that's possible because they did Casamigos together. Yeah.
Wow, my friends are bums. Come on, somebody make it
One,
big.
get some friends. Two, make sure they're not bums. All right, thanks, Gino. Life advice.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. Take a live look out there right now. And 70 Barkella joins us with a look at our forecast. And you're talking about some possibly slick conditions later?
Yeah, we'll have to watch out for the potential of just a little bit of freezing drizzle mixing in from time to time. Not completely certain that we'll see it, but we have a little bit of a setup for it. We're very dry. So instead of getting the snowflake, we might just get in on this super cool droplet. It's really boring stuff, but it's just, you know, a little possibility for this evening. Not expecting a widespread icing issue at all, but just something to look out for if you're going to be out and about enjoying your Friday night. A live look at Lambeau right now, where some light snow is falling. You can tell that the visibility is reduced just a little bit. It's going to be a busy area on Sunday. So here is your Packers forecast if you are planning on heading up to Lambeau. There is that chance for about 1 to 3 inches of snow Saturday night, but it's gone by the time we wake up Sunday morning. So I think your drive is going to be just fine considering this is an afternoon game. And even if you're heading up, you know, mid to late morning for some tailgating, roadways should be just fine, but it's going to be a chilly game. Game time temperature in the upper teens. We're going to feel like single digits as well as low teens up in Green Bay, but we will have sunshine. So just plan accordingly. I'm sure there have been much colder games, right? Here's a look at satellite and radar right now. So you can start to see some of that snow working its way into our western communities. It is light, maybe enough at times to reduce visibility, but otherwise, we really are expecting flurries and just pockets of light snow throughout the remainder of the evening. Still watch out for that possibility of slippery stretches as you're out and about again this evening. Now, this is with a warm front, so believe it or not, temperatures will hold steady in these mid to upper 20s through about midnight tonight. Then the cold front's going to roll through. That'll drop us by tomorrow morning into the teens. We'll still make it back to 20s, though, tomorrow afternoon. Watching another storm system towards the west. That's what we will see heading on into Saturday night. That's another quick clipper system, though, so thankfully these are in and out very quickly. Sundays, though, a bit more substantial. Let's check in with Sky Vision right now. So you'll notice in the coming hours how we just deal with more of the same. Just a few of these scattered light snow showers. Wind is still going to be a little breezy, so we're still going to feel a bit chilly through the night tonight. Clouds will decrease Saturday morning, so we should see some sunshine. Then late in the day, clouds increase. After 10 p.m., we start to see the steadier batch of snow moving in. Still a fluffy, light consistency, but we will be shoveling Sunday morning. At this point, it looks like about 1 to 3 inches with higher totals, though, south in Illinois as well as out west, especially towards Iowa. The rest of Sunday, the sun will come out. It'll be a chilly but still nice day. Not expecting much accumulation for tonight, maybe a few tenths of an inch to, you know, a dusting in some spots. But different story for Saturday night into Sunday morning. You can see a pretty widespread 1 to 3 inches. Down towards the south, higher totals, and then especially out towards the west. Iowa seems to be the bullseye for this clipper system. There's the chance for at least a small portion of northern, north central parts of the state to see about 4 to 8 inches worth of snow. And now everybody in purple and surrounding areas, that's winter weather advisory criteria. Southwestern Wisconsin could be closer to about 2 to 5 inches. So again, out west, down south, some higher totals expected. Now on to temperatures. As we just talked about with that warm front, we're still going to hold steady for now, but then by morning drop into the teens. Tomorrow afternoon, we're still back to about mid-20s, similar for Sunday and Monday, and then we actually warm up then Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, but that comes with some messy weather. So flurries, light snow showers tonight, again Saturday night into Sunday with a few inches of accumulation. Skip ahead to next week, we have the chance for some wintry mix Tuesday into Wednesday, and yet another snow chance on Thursday. We're not stopping anytime soon with the snow.
All right, thanks. We all hope we end up on the nice list, but if you are on the naughty list and a child, that's devastating. But there's a mythical goat creature that could be chasing you around the streets, even more devastating this weekend.
Yeah, you thought cold was bad, kids. Right. Wait until you hear about this. A man who does not like to scare children, but maybe has a few times. Oh, it is Matt Miller joining us here to tell us about all the things to do this weekend. Krampusnacht. What in the world is Krampusnacht?
That is true. When my beard gets long enough, I do look a little bit like a goat monster. You're not wrong. But Krampusnacht is a celebration of Krampus, of the kind of evil Santa Claus who comes and visits the naughty people. They're doing a celebration of Krampus Sunday, December 7th throughout the Brewery District, which that's by Amped and On Tap and Central Waters. They're going to have a Krampus parade in honor of Krampus. They're going to have all sorts of live music as well. There's going to be markets, a performance from the Milwaukee Theremin Society, which is very exciting. If you don't know what a theremin is, it's that weird instrument that makes like the spooky sounds. Perfect for Krampusnacht. All sorts of great music, great food, great beverage. 3 to 9 again on Sunday. Great way to celebrate, especially if you're ending up on the naughty list this year.
Okay, that's a little spooky. Something that's not spooky, it's really kind of cool, and you don't have to be a participant to enjoy it. The Santa Cycle Rampage.
Yes, we pay tribute to Krampus. Time to pay tribute to Santa now as well. On Saturday, they will be having the Santa Cycle Rampage. You will see dozens upon hundreds of Santas riding on bicycles. Santas, Mrs. Clauses, reindeer, Grinches even, all sorts of Christmas characters, all riding around the area. 13-mile holiday party, they call it, but it is a little bit of it's technically a race, but it's more just fun. You can still register right now. You can go to the wisconsinbikefed.org, and all of the this is a fundraiser, and all of this goes towards bicycle education programs throughout the year. So it's a lot of fun, and it's quite the visual. It's not very often you get to see dozens upon dozens of people in Santa suits biking past.
I'm just always impressed that many people have a Santa suit, you know? It's like...
And are willing to bike in the snow.
Yeah, thousands of people sometimes show up to this.
The boots and everything.
One of my favorite parts of this time of the year is some of our old haunts or places we normally go transform into like holiday pop-up bars.
Yes, it's so fun to watch these places go kind of Christmas crazy. You've got the Snowmad Winter Pub at Nomad World Pub. They're offering a special kind of holiday-themed pop-up with special drinks as well. You've got those ones listed up there as well. Twisted Santa's Home for the Holidays, Frosty's Dive Bar. Lost Whale is going elf-themed, which is very fun. They've done this for 5 years now. This started on December 1st, running all the way through the end of the month. They are going all elf themed with all sorts of syrup drizzled fun and all sorts of holiday themed cocktails around elf. There's also Miracle at 2nd Street at Tin Widow, another real celebration. Tom and Jerry's, they will be serving those up as well as Bryant's. All sorts of really fun holiday pop-ups around. So make sure to check out if your local bar is doing something special this year for the holiday season.
All right, and some favorites are returning to the big screen.
Yes, speaking of Elf, Elf is coming back to the big screen this weekend at select Marcus Theaters.
Ooh, that's
and
cool.
Even better yet, if you really want to go all out, on Saturday, select theaters, the Bistroplex, the Majestic in Brookfield, and the Movie Tavern are hosting special pancakes and PJs showings of Elf. 45 minutes before, they're going to have pancakes, all sorts of breakfast goodies, and then they will be screening, of course, Elf. You'll have to bring your own spaghetti for the Christmas spaghetti. But you'll get a great movie and a great breakfast and a great big screen experience.
Lots of fun things to do. Matt Miller, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
X.
With stories that matter to you, this is Fox 6 News at 5.
Now at 5, we're tracking incoming snow along with cold temperatures to stick around. I'll break it down coming right up.
Him to hit her in her face like that, that is too wrong.
Plus, 2 MPS families are ready to sue the district. Their claims paraprofessionals are hurting their children.
Across King Street Bridge.
Yeah, it's easier, but now it's closed, that busy bridge. But for how long? More on the sudden shutdown and why crews say it had to happen.
A big story tonight at 5. We hope you enjoyed that warm-up today because change, it's in the forecast.
Already, you need to be ready for both the cold temperatures and snow this weekend. Here's a live look over the Marquette interchange. Snow could cause the roads to be a little slick this evening.
Let's get right over to Holly Baker, who's in the weather expert. All right, Holly B., what are we expecting as people step outside tonight?
All right, so we're expecting some flurries that could be possible. As you see, those are going to continue to move through the area, and even some of this could even transition into freezing drizzle. So we're definitely going to need to use caution. We could have some icing on the roads tonight. It could be very slick out there, but we're also very, very dry out. So that is why we're probably going to have a little bit more of this freezing drizzle versus a lot of snow. Not a lot of accumulation out of this particular setup that's moving through the area. Here is a look on our satellite and radar. As you see, it gets closer and closer as it inches to Milwaukee, but some of our areas out west are already seeing some light snow, even flurries, and then later on we'll start to see a little bit more of that freezing drizzle. Here's a bigger look at the picture, and it's really just this that we got the focus on for tonight. That's going to move through within a matter of hours, and then as we head throughout the overnight hours, it will be dry. But then we'll be tracking a second round as we head towards Saturday night. We'll dig into that in the full forecast. But let's look at those current temperatures. Nice to see the 20s this time. It definitely felt a little different today versus yesterday. Those teens were brutal, but we're in the 20s today. We're right at 26 here in Milwaukee, 20 in Duluth, 29 out in Bismarck. Closer to home, we're even seeing 30 out there, 30 in West Bend, and then 23 in Juneau, 28 in Kenosha. We also have those visibilities to overall be clear in our area, but the areas where you're seeing a little bit more of that snow out west, that is because of the snow as to why those visibilities are reduced a little bit. So some of this could reduce visibilities in the next couple of hours, but I'm not expecting it to be a big deal, but you still want to use caution while on the roads. Here's a look at that evening ride home up until about 8 o'clock. We're going to stay in the mid-20s, keeping those clouds around. Wind is going to be brutal from the southwest with a nice breeze. However, it's going to make temperatures feel a little bit cooler. We're going to talk more, though, about those temperatures and what we can expect as far as snow and the timing coming up next. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Holly Baker, and keep tabs on the weekend weather. When you tap into the Fox 6 Storm Center app, you'll have access to live radar, temperatures, and the wind speed. Pretty cool. You can also check out the extended forecast. Now at 5, demanding accountability. 2 Milwaukee public school parents are planning to take legal action after they say their disabled children were abused by school staffers.
Fox 6's Bria Jones sat down with a nonverbal student who shared that she was slapped in the face.
Well, show me where.
Using the words she can, 18-year-old Sharon Dunn is describing the moment she was hit in the face by a paraprofessional at Riverside University High School.
Mouth. Did it hurt? Yeah.
Dunn lives with cerebral palsy. Her mother, Shirley Dunn, says she no longer wants to go to school.
I am so hurt by this, man. It not only hurting her, I'm the voice for her.
Milwaukee police say the incident happened back on November 12th. A 39-year-old Nell, former paraprofessional, was arrested. Charges are still pending. Dunn says she wasn't notified until the next day.
School resource officer said I seen the tape myself, and a child should not have been slapped like that.
Fox 6 hasn't been able to view the footage, but Dunn says she was able to watch it.
He was tying up her shoes, and then he grabbed her off the floor and slammed her on the chair, and then he reached over and he slapped her.
She's joining Kinjala Johnson in taking legal action.
Stop just letting any and everybody in, like do a thorough background check.
Video shows Johnson's 5-year-old autistic nonverbal son being grabbed and thrown by a now former teacher at Seaford School in September. Prosecutors declined to press charges. Johnson has since transferred her son to a different school.
I'm just hoping that it brings awareness that someone is held accountable, that MPS starts to take this more seriously.
Verona Swanigan is their attorney. She's planning to file a notice of claim with both the City of Milwaukee and the MPS Board of Directors on their behalf, seeking damages.
We need a call to action to protect these children from their inability to speak creates a situation where they become prey.
In Milwaukee, Bria Jones, Fox 6 News.
In a statement to Fox 6, MPS says in part, quote, anytime we receive a report of a staff member hurting a student, we investigate thoroughly and take appropriate action up to and including termination. We also reached out to the city. A spokesperson tells us, quote, we will give any notice of claim our full attention once or if received, but we don't comment on threatened or pending litigation.
New at 5, Governor Tony Evers today vetoes Assembly Bill 366. The bill called for several changes related to emotional support animals. It would have allowed housing providers to ask for proof of medical necessity with documentation like a prescription. Fox 6 investigator Brian Polson highlighted discrepancies in the process in an investigation. The governor told the legislature it unfairly affects people with disabilities who have legitimate needs. He says the bill should have been developed with input from disability advocates and stakeholders. ICE operations continue to ramp up, targeting major U.S. cities. We've seen it in Chicago, Los Angeles, and Minneapolis. And now the federal agency is planning a new home in Milwaukee. Jason Calvi is live after delving into city records. Jason.
Hey, Kim, federal immigration workers currently work inside this building. You may notice it's actually on the campus of MSOE. Today, protesters hit this very street.
ICE entered this entire state that we love so dearly.
Fighting ICE.
Immigrants are welcome here.
And temperatures below freezing. Roughly 100 protesters gathered outside the U.S. Homeland Security building in Milwaukee.
ICE is not welcome in Wisconsin.
Others welcome ICE's work.
To remove people who do not belong here, who have broken the law to come here.
The federal government leased this building at Knapp and Broadway since 1999. In 2023, MSOE bought it. The school says before then, the federal government said it was going to leave within months, but ended up staying. And MSOE says federal law requires the school allow the federal government to stay, something some students aren't happy with.
It's really important for MSOE to recognize that they inherited this lease. They chose to accept this building where they knew ICE was conducting enforcement and removal operations out of it.
ICE is planning a move to Milwaukee's northwest side. Fox 6 obtained city records revealing the city-approved occupancy for ICE. Other records Fox 6 obtained show the proposed security fence with black privacy slats. The fence application says it'll be 8 feet tall and have anti-climb mesh. Other city documents Fox 6 first obtained in January say the federal government will use the space for processing of immigrants. It says that's for non-detained people checking in, as well as for processing detainees heading to detention facilities. Back in January, ICE said there were no plans to use the new space for detention. In the trove of city records, Fox 6 learned the building might not just house ICE. City records also reveal the city approved a suite remodel here for the VA. And back here to the current building that's used by ICE here in downtown Milwaukee. ICE responded to today's protest, defending their work, saying they are arresting people they say are in the country illegally. MSOE said no one was available for an on-camera interview. Reporting live at MSOE, Jason Calvi, Fox 6 News.
Jason, thanks. Well, we are learning more about the investigation into a former youth club soccer volunteer who's now charged with federal child sex crimes. Our Andrew Muzu spoke with the soccer club's attorney today, who says they too were shocked about the allegations. He's here in studio with what the program is saying.
Yes, Sam, the Croatian Eagles Soccer Club says they learned the details of Justin Kegebauer the same time many of us did, prompting the club to flat out say the allegations have nothing to do with the program.
From the soccer club's perspective, it's really important to understand that this wasn't an employee of the club. He wasn't a coach. He wasn't working with children. He wasn't part of the club's leadership or board of directors in any respect.
Attorney Michael Surjek says the message is clear. 46-year-old Justin Kegebauer and the federal child sex crime charges filed against him are not to be connected with the Croatian Eagles Soccer Club based in Franklin.
To attribute that to the soccer club is unfair, where we really didn't have any reason to believe that any of this was going on.
Kegebauer is accused of trying to fly overseas to have sex with a child. Prosecutors say it was part of an international undercover operation and says he was planning to travel to the UK. JetBlue Airlines confirmed Kegebauer planned to fly out of Chicago O'Hare Airport on November 27th. Except he didn't make that flight and was taken into custody. On Tuesday, a federal judge ordered the 46-year-old to be detained pending trial.
This isn't something that the club has faced, and there is no playbook on dealing with this type of situation, but the club was trying to be as responsible as possible.
Surjak used to play for the program and now serves as its attorney. He says Kegebauer is a parent in the program, but also served as director of tryouts and accounts receivable. In those roles, he was a volunteer and had no interaction with players. In light of the allegations, the club says Kegebauer had a clean background check and was going through Safe Sport Training, a program that educates people in sports on how to prevent situations such as sexual misconduct and abuse.
I don't think anybody wants to have a playbook on how to deal with this type of situation, but now there is some experience to draw on in case anything like this ever happens in the future.
Now, the club says they've never received any complaints from players or families suggesting he engaged in any inappropriate behavior regarding Kegebauer. Today, he waived his right to a preliminary hearing, and it's unclear when he'll be back in court.
All right, Andrea Newsley, thank you so much for the update. A fire in a vacant building forces an evacuation of people living nearby. Milwaukee firefighters are called to 17th and Atkinson this morning before sunrise. As a precaution, first responders asked people living behind the building to leave their apartments. Someone living there says they had to wait at least 30 minutes outside until the buses arrived.
When I woke up, I heard the fire department sitting outside the windows, and I seen a bunch of smoke, and they was telling everybody to clear out the building.
You can learn what caused the fire and if that apartment complex was damaged. Taking you to Milwaukee's South Side now, where barriers have shut down the 16th Street Bridge to traffic.
Abril Preciado joins us live tonight with details on the project and its impact.
Kim, Samuel, let me just tell you guys, this came very sudden Thursday night. As you can see right now, just take a look. There are no cars on the bridge. You can just see the empty bridge just throughout the entrance all the way down to the other end. And this all comes after the Department of Public Works says this comes as crews found that the bridge needed repairs during a recent inspection. The northern portion of 16th Street viaduct over the Menominee River was already closed due to an ongoing rehabilitation project near Canal Street and Clybourne. Now, the DPW says in 2023 numbers showed that the average daily traffic for the bridge was more than 6,000 vehicles. It's traffic and it's traffic that one woman tells us that her business is already not doing well without.
Not too many people have been coming in with the Marquette kids. They would come, eat here, have a nice meal, be able to go back home, take 5-10 minutes to get here, 5-10 minutes home, quick. Now it's taking them 15 to 20 minutes to go all the way around, and I wouldn't want to do that.
And once again, signs like road closure and these barriers are what is seen at the entrance right here near 16th and Pierce. And now the big question that you all may be asking is, how long will this be closed? Well, that's something that DPW tells us that they still don't know. They still don't have a timeline or a date set. However, they are working on providing alternative routes for folks in the area. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Abril Preciado, FOX 6 News.
Stay on top of that story, Abril. Thanks. Plans are in the works in a possible future passenger rail service that would take you from Milwaukee to Chicago.
That would be pretty neat. This morning, a regional rail commission holding its inaugural meeting at the Racine City Hall. The possible rail service would connect downtown Milwaukee to Racine, Kenosha, and Chicagoland. Leaders with the 3 Wisconsin counties are working together to try to make this a reality.
They're getting into the regional rail business as a matter of philosophy in the Chicago area. So they're going beyond just running commuter trains, but actually intercity trains. They're going to do the service between Chicago and Rockford, for example, which is actually a longer corridor than Chicago to Milwaukee. So I think this has the potential of becoming the rail mode of choice for Chicago-Milwaukee travel.
What's different now, though, is the FRA, or Federal Railroad Administration, does have funding under the infrastructure bill for regions to compete for these federal funds, where 80-90% of these phases would be federally funded. So that's a big difference.
Mason says with this option, fewer stops means a more affordable project. Sticking with Chicago, soccer fans, you're going to love this.
There's a new professional soccer stadium coming to the Windy City, plus
A lot of excitement here at the Kennedy Center as the teams officially know who they'll face in the first round of the World Cup this summer. I'm Rebecca Castor with the matchups coming up.
And the cold weather doesn't just harm humans, but pets too. We have important tips to keep them cozy this winter.
And don't forget, Fox 6 is the place to be for Sunday's Packers game. Kickoff is at 3:25. It's right after the Bills and Bengals game. We'll have a special edition of Fox 6 News right after the game. Our sports team then wraps everything up on the Fox 6 Sports Blitz. That's Sunday night at 10:30.
So we've got some programming notes with our special edition of Fox 6 News happening after the Packers-Bears game. The Simpsons and Universal Basic Guys are moving to late night Sunday. The Simpsons will air at 11:30 p.m., followed by Universal Basic Guys at midnight.
Soccer fans around the world were glued to their televisions today as teams have now been matched. The stage is set for FIFA's World Cup 2026 right here in North America.
You saw that big announcement right here on Fox 6. Fox's Rebecca Castor has more from the Kennedy Center.
It was an exciting 2-hour draw with every coach in the room holding their breath as they found out the teams they'll face this summer.
It is time right now. The FIFA World Cup 2026 technical draw.
The teams have now been drawn into 12 groups of 4. As a host country, Team USA was already seeded, reducing their chances of going up against a top team in the first round. They'll start the tournament by facing off against Paraguay, a team that hasn't qualified for the World Cup in 15 years. They'll also face Australia and the winner of a European tournament, which includes Turkey and Slovakia. Standout teams Argentina, Portugal, and Spain also lucked out in the draw and should sail to the knockout round.
Destiny's in front of you.
The draw was a star-studded event hosted by Kevin Hart and Heidi Klum.
I should not say soccer because I know what it's called. The rest of the world calls it football.
And President Trump, who helped win the bid to host the World Cup, watched it all unfold inside the Kennedy Center and says preparations have gone perfectly so far.
We've set a record on ticket sales, as you probably heard already. It's been a really spectacular.
And later, he was brought on stage by FIFA's president to accept a newly created Peace Prize as the organization highlights the sport's ability to bring people together.
India, Pakistan, so many different wars that we're able to end, in some cases, a little bit before they started.
The 2026 World Cup kicks off on June 11th when Mexico faces South Africa in Match 1. At the Kennedy Center in Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Fox Business is getting a first-hand look at a new professional soccer stadium in Chicago.
It's the city's first new stadium in 3 decades. The project, about $650 million. It is privately funded. Space will see some new retail, bars, restaurants, some recreational spaces as well. The stadium will fit 22,000 fans, and they're hoping that it will open in 2028.
We have a reminder tonight. We are in the final push of our 41st annual FOX6 Coats for Kids drive. It runs through Sunday. We need your help. Get us home. Scan the QR code on your screen and you can safely donate money that'll be used to buy brand new coats for the campaign. You can also drop off new or gently used coats at Steinhoffels, Landmark Credit Union, or the Salvation Army. And we need those coats. I mean, today was warmer, but really it didn't feel that much.
It was for a little bit.
Yeah.
At least outside under the sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, as the sun went away, no. And I hear we have some Alberta Clippers come this way. Did you hear this?
I don't
It's
know
not a sports team.
Alberta, but...
Okay, so what is an Alberta Clipper?
Yeah, it's not a cocktail. It's not a sports team. It's a weather term.
Yes.
I learned this today from you.
Yes, so we have what's coming through is a very weak one. Then we have one tomorrow night. It's basically where the storm originates in Alberta, Canada. And it sweeps through like your Montanas and then the Dakotas, and then it comes to Minnesota, then it comes here.
It's a little snow for everybody.
Yeah, so it usually dumps a lot of snow at that. And I mean, this particular case, we're not getting a lot of snow, but capital B on that, but we are going to have, let's say roughly 1 to 3 inches of snow for Saturday night into Sunday. So yeah, we'll start to continue to have the accumulation to be likely. And I say that too, it could be a little bit of a mess considering we already have snow that has not melted, and that was for Thanksgiving. And yeah, we're having the cold temperature, so it's like the snow was coming down and may melt a little bit, make a very slick spot, almost fell, and then from there it refreezes. And that's kind of been the case. It's like it'll melt a little bit, then refreeze, melt a little bit, then refreeze, and we got more snow. That's kind of what we're dealing with, you guys. So hang on tight. We're on a roller coaster here, so hang on tight. And even hang on tight for what I'm about to pretty much tell you all through the forecast too. So we look at our almanac today. We got up to 27 degrees. You know what though? I am full of smiles today because that felt, to me, it felt tremendously better. And I know it's 20s and that's still cold, but it felt way better than the teens yesterday. It was very blustery and brutal for us. Our normal temperature has went down from 40 to now 39. So as we go throughout the coming days, you will notice the normal temperature will start to trend a little bit cooler, but we're still below that normal. We look at our temperatures right now. We're right at 26 degrees with a feels like temperature of 14. Dew points are at 14 as well. And last night we had dew points in the negatives, and yes, that is a thing. That just means the air is extremely dry, no moisture, but it's usually when temperatures are below pretty much the freezing mark, which is 32. We look at our wind. Wind right now is from the southwest at about 16 miles per hour. And we look at the temperatures and wind chills across the board here. Everybody is pretty much trending a little bit cooler than what their actual temperature is. Well, the wind is going to continue to play a big role in that simply because we do have a nice breeze out there. It's in between 15 to 20 miles per hour, depending on where you are. That is what's knocking these temperatures down, or the feels like temperatures down. Here's a look at that statewide forecast for tonight. So those overnight lows, we're looking at 20 degrees is what we expect temperatures temperatures to drop to later on tonight. And then we're looking at 18 in Madison, 1 degree in Duluth there, and then 9 in Rhinelander. As we look ahead over the next 6 to 10 days, this is roughly December 11th through the 15th. So through at least a half of the month, we are going to still be trending below average, you guys. So the cold weather is going to stick around for us. We look at our satellite and radar. We do have just a little bit of that lighter snow that's going to continue to move through the area, more like a dusting than anything that's going to move through. And then that's going to move out quickly. Let's look here on our Sky Vision Plus. So as we plan ahead, not really any accumulation. Most of that will be out of here way before midnight. We could have a little bit of freeze and drizzle, though, to be associated with the snow that's moving through. And then skies are going to stay cloudy as we head overnight and into Saturday. Saturday overall is going to be a mix of clouds and then some peaks of sunshine. Then Saturday night, that's when we're talking about that second system, which is an Alberta Clipper as well. This is late Saturday night around 11:30. We will have more of that snow. Should be out of here by Sunday morning. And then we're left behind with some sunshine. But, hey, it's still going to be cold out there, and then we'll be tracking snow, really additional snow, for several days next week. Here's a look at that 6-day planner. A little bit drier for Monday, maybe a few flurries. We will stay in the 20s up until Tuesday. We'll get to the 30s, you guys. Just tracking more snow, maybe a little bit of a mix on Wednesday, then back to snow and cooler temperatures in the 20s on Thursday, Sam. So you're going to need that jacket to bring it out and keep it out for sure.
Work never stops in the weather department. All right, Holly, thanks. Well, the Brewers, they won't be back at American Family Field until March, but the ballpark, it's a place to be this weekend. If you are looking for a deal, maybe one of those new alternate unis, we're going to take you inside the clubhouse sale. Coming up. You're at 5. Pet parents, look, we all know, even though it is freezing outside, the dogs still got to get their daily steps in. But before you head outside, you have to remember these things. Veterinarian experts suggest that you should keep an emergency kit with you with food, water, and medication for those animals. Don't forget about frostbite. Dogs are at risk once the temperature falls below 32 degrees, especially if they get damp or wet or snow covered. The American Animal Hospital Association says mild hypothermia can begin when dogs' body temperature drops below 98 degrees. Now, experts suggest immediate veterinarian care to help them warm back up if that does happen. It's not just the cold, though. If your furry friend is hanging out in the garage with you this winter, you're going to make sure you clean up your chemicals like antifreeze. Even the smallest amount of exposure there can cause kidney failure, and it can be fatal. Signs of that include drooling, vomiting, seizures, and lethargy. Now, when it comes to keeping your dog active, many high-energy breeds enjoy winter sports, outdoor activities. But for the pets that do not like the cold, experts just recommend you do some scavenger hunts, hide and seek, learning new tricks, obedience training, and other cognitive games. Or in my house, we just chase each other around. It's great. The gun deer hunt season might be over, but the DNR says you can still get out in the woods. We'll show you some late season hunting opportunities. That's in 2 minutes.
You're watching Fox 6 News with Sam Kramer and Kim Murphy.
It's 5:30 on the nose. Here's a look at the top stories that we are following today. Cash bond is set for a man accused of being the driver in a hit and run.
Christopher Wood made his initial court appearance in Waukesha. He's charged with 2 counts of hit and run involving great bodily harm. He's accused of hitting 2 people on Tuesday night in the village of Merton. Sheriff's deputies say Wood took off. He turned himself in on Wednesday. 64-year-old man and a 64-year-old woman were seriously hurt. Cash bond set at $7,500. Wood is back in court next week.
The Wisconsin DNR has important reminders for deer hunters. They say while the 9-day gun deer season is now closed, there are additional harvest opportunities throughout the late fall and early winter. Options include muzzleloader until December 10th. A statewide antlerless only hunt goes December 11th through the 14th. And an antlerless only holiday hunt is from December 24th through January 1st in select farmland zone units.
Having trouble with a new or used car? Here's your chance to ask an expert for advice.
Contact 6 is getting ready to tape another episode of Ask Contact 6. And it wants to hear from you about new and used auto sales. Just scan the QR code there on your screen. We'll have you fill out a quick form. Your question could be about lemon law, auto defects, unauthorized repairs, or maybe something else. Susan Gryzkowiak from the Lemon Law Justice Center will answer as many questions as she can. That episode will be available on Fox Local starting December 12th. People might have to warm up your cars this weekend.
But be near. You don't want them to be stolen.
No, don't do that.
But it is going to be very cold overnight and tomorrow morning as well, Holly.
Yes, you're right.
What's so funny?
It just kills it, but beware, you don't want them stolen.
Right, it's just like, don't go too far.
It does happen.
Yes.
Yeah, it does happen, but I will say I am notorious for warming my car up. Listen, especially at nighttime when we're here and I'm watching temperatures drop. 30 minutes before the show ends, I'm running outside. You can check the cameras. I'm warming my car up every time because it takes your car a little longer to heat up, at least for mine. But not only are we going to be dealing with cooler temperatures, we got several chances of snow to be on the way, and it really starts tonight. This is a weaker Clipper system, or Alberta Clipper system, if you want to call it that. And that's pretty much just bringing us some snow here. It all originates from Canada, and we are getting a little bit more of that lighter snow. This is going to be more of a dusting for us. Some areas we'll see a little bit more. It looks like a little bit more of the heavier snow, not even super heavy, but we're just seeing some darker purples in Sheboygan County. Other than that, though, we're just going to have like a light dusting, maybe even some freeze and drizzle to be in our area. But thankfully, temperatures in the 20s for today. We were in the teens yesterday. Today we got to the 20s and I felt the difference. It was warmer out there, but still cold. 26 for now, and we are looking at to be in the 20s as well. A lot of areas across the region. We will drop to the lower 20s and maybe upper teens tonight, but we'll talk more about those temperatures and the timing of that snow coming up next. Back to you guys.
Plenty to pay attention to. All right, Holly, thanks. Sports clubs in northeast Wisconsin, they are coming together to make sure that emergency crews have the best equipment in case anyone goes through the ice.
Suamico's fire chief says a new sled might have made the difference in a death last year. Fox's Bryn Krumholz has more on the donations and how they are making a difference.
When seconds matter, when someone's in the water, we want to be able to get there quickly as fast as we can.
It's a piece of equipment the Suamico Fire Department hopes it never has to use. But this ice rescue sled is going to save valuable time when responding to someone in the water.
These guys go and risk their lives every day to go out and rescue people. To help them stay safe, I think it's very important.
Jim Pyle is the president of the Green Bay Area Great Lakes Sports Fishermen. The group, along with other outdoor recreation clubs, purchased an ice rescue sled for Green Bay Metro Fire and now for Suamico's fire department.
So our next option that we want to do is raise one more to put over on the east side because there's a lot of rescues that happened last year. So we'd have 3 of them covering that entire lower bay.
Having a sled in Suamico a few months earlier might have made a difference for an 87-year-old fisherman who lost his life.
We literally heard that gentleman cry for help, but it took time to get out there.
On that December night 1 year ago, this inflatable sled was the fire department's only option. We timed how long it took to prepare, and it was more than 2 minutes versus the new sled, which is ready instantly.
We weren't able to find him right away because it was dark out, but it would have made probably a difference potentially.
As you can see, people are already heading out on the ice. We say it every year, no ice is 100% safe. It's important to be prepared if you're heading out.
We recommend taking a personal flotation device or a float coat out. So if you do fall through, added flotation as well to slow body heat loss.
Biggest thing I want to stress to anybody is call 911 right away. The faster we get out there, the faster we can respond.
The new sled will make that response even quicker. In Suamico, Ben Krumholz, Fox 11 News.
Pyle says those sleds cost about $6,000 a piece. Okay, it's cold outside, but it's heating up inside American Family Field.
Now through Sunday, the Milwaukee Brewers are holding their annual clubhouse sale. There are, well, just about anything you can buy, including those new powder blue alternate row jerseys.
I love it. I definitely want to get one of those. If I can't find a game used Murphy jersey, I think that's going to be my go-to, Pat Murphy jersey.
It's not just the jerseys. We have a lot of other things, the quarter zips, T-shirts, a whole line of retail that's modeled after this jersey and these brands. So you can come in and get something for everyone in the family.
Note to Kim's family, she wants a quarter zip. The sale continues tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sunday from 8 until 4.
You see Bernie in a Santa suit?
No, but I respect it.
I respect it. Okay, the college basketball season begins in earnest tomorrow with a renewal of a rivalry. Coming up, Shaka Smart talks about his team as they get ready for the Badgers.
Good one. And it's a very special rivalry coming up on Sunday. That's rivalry that has come down to special plays of late. Matt LaFleur shares his feelings on the special group next when Brandon Cruz joins us with Fox 6 Sports.
FOX6Sports.com.
You're watching Fox 6 Sports with Brandon Cruz.
When the Packers and Bears met last season, special teams came up huge. A blocked field goal gave Green Bay a win in their first game, and the Bears won on the second game with a walk-off field goal. Right now, though, Matt LaFleur is very happy with where his unit is at this point.
I think we've done a lot of good things. I think, especially when you look at like our punt team has been pretty impactful. Daniel's done a heck of a job. I think our protection and our field goal unit has been much improved, but it's one of those things you can't rest, because as soon as you rest, somebody's going to make you pay. So you got to continue to work on the fundamentals, the details, all the little things that allow you to be consistently a good product.
The final injury report leading into Sunday is out for the Packers. Jaden Reed listed as questionable. He is in the window to return from injured reserve. If he can go, that would give Jordan Love a much-needed weapon in the receiving corps. And it is a big Sunday here on Fox 6 with the Packers and Bears playing exclusively here at 3:25. We will follow the game with a special edition of Fox 6 News, where we will have live reaction from Lambeau Field. And then be sure to stay with Fox 6 News throughout the night for more Packers coverage, especially on the Fox 6 Sports Blitz at 10:30. With Giannis Antetokounmpo out for the next 2 to 4 weeks, the Bucks are in desperate need of more offense. They came together as a team Wednesday, coming from behind without Giannis to beat the Pistons. Tonight it's Philadelphia in front of them.
Anybody that plays at a high level, that can shoot the ball well and do great things, get opportunity to go offensive play and go out to play hard on offensive end, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? You get any chance you can get. But different opportunity presents itself during different matchups, during different things that we're trying to do or accomplish or at least get to during the game. So again, everybody's goal should be aggressive, and if opportunity presents itself, take advantage.
A big day in college hoops tomorrow with Marquette traveling west to Madison to face the Badgers. It's been an up-and-down ride so far for the Golden Eagles this season, as Shaka Smart and his staff are still trying to find a consistent rotation.
We're still in the process of figuring out, okay, who can we really depend on down the stretch to help us close out games on each end of the floor. Right now, while the ideal would be your 5 best offensive players and your 5 best defensive players, that's not always the case for us, and that's okay. It just means that, we might sub creatively. And there's still some guys, I would say 3-4 guys, that we're working to get them going to the point where we think they can be and where they are in practice in the game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Another thing that's interesting, Marquette has not played a road game yet. I mean, they've played a couple of neutral site games in Chicago. This will be their first true road game, and the Badgers are undefeated at the Kohl Center.
Yeah, Badgers are always tuned up for this one, too. There's always a little bit of extra spice in the air when these two teams meet.
There is, but Marquette won last year. First time Shaka Smart got the win.
See what happens.
All right.
All right, Brandon, thanks. Well, germaphobes rejoice, apparently, the research that can give you peace of mind when it comes to airplanes and hospitals. Drug Enforcement Administration is ramping up operations to take down fentanyl traffickers across the U.S.
And the DEA says agents in Colorado are among those leading that effort. Fox's Kennedy Hayes is live in Denver with what officials are calling one of the biggest busts yet. Kennedy.
Yeah, Sam and Kim, the DEA says its new nationwide initiative, Fentanyl Free America, is already making a major impact. Agents go undercover to seize fentanyl, make arrests, and get the word out there for the public. Already, so far this year, the DEA reports seizing more than 45 million fentanyl pills and 9,000 plus pounds of powder. That's enough for an estimated 347 million potentially deadly doses of fentanyl. And in October, the first month of Fentanyl Free America campaign, the Rocky Mountain Field Division, which covers Colorado, Utah, Montana, and Wyoming, seized more than 1 million fentanyl pills and fentanyl powder, made more than 70 arrests, and seized dozens of illegal guns. That put the division in the top 3 nationwide for fentanyl seizures, and DEA agents say Colorado remains a major hotspot for Mexican drug traffickers because it's a key hub for moving fentanyl linked to the Sinaloa and Jalisco cartels due to its central location and network of major highways. Just last month, agents here made a record-breaking bust, seizing more than 1.7 million counterfeit pills. Along with some of these big-time busts, the DEA also says fewer pills today are lethal, about 3 out of 10, down from nearly 8 out of 10 2 years ago. Agents say that drop may simply come from inconsistent mixing, some pills weak, others still deadly. They also say the initiative is driving up prices by pressuring cartel supply chains. And while CDC data shows overdose deaths are declining, agents caution there's still more work to be done.
If you talk more, I think, about the victims, and when we look around this holiday season, whether it's a Thanksgiving that just passed or Christmas that lies ahead, the New Year, there's so many families out there that are not going to have that friend, that loved one sitting at the dinner table this year to celebrate. And if you ask them, I'm sure they would have loved to have that opportunity to have a tough conversation about what fentanyl is or the dangers of these pills.
And according to CDC estimates, fentanyl killed nearly 50,000 people last year, and it remains the leading cause of death for adults ages 18 to 45. Sam, Kim.
Kennedy Hayes reporting from Denver. Thank you. There's good news for germaphobes who fear air travel and hospitals.
Researchers analyzed germ samples from the outside of face masks that were worn by air travelers and by healthcare workers. They also examined germs captured by an aircraft cabin filter that had been used for more than 8,000 hours. The team says air in hospitals and airplane cabins mostly contains harmless microbes, typically associated with human skin, and that they are relatively safe. How do you feel about that? I'd like to see the data, please.
Exactly. I'm like, okay. So many things are going on. There's Cedarbrook, of course, is already holiday central, beautiful. Down in the 3rd Ward, they have a ceremony that's happening.
Village of Greendale's turns into like a Charles Dickens era Christmas Carol.
I think Oak Creek
celebration
is
tonight.
lighting the tree. So
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of snow. Maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to make it look and feel more like Christmas, to be sure. I mean, but it's going to be cold, though, for those people that are going. It's going to be cold, but hey, it's going to be exciting because, you know, when you're seeing the Christmas tree and then you know how they have the fake snow on the tree. Well, if you got real flurries out there, then it's like, oh, I'm just like, you know, I'm in my own little snow globe. Well, at least that's what it felt like last week when I was outside on the weather deck. But this is good news about the snow tonight. Yes, it's going to be cold, but you will be able to be outdoors. Just have the hand warmers, everything to stay warm, and definitely to monitor how long you're going to stay out there to avoid hypothermia and frostbite. However, it's still going to be magical. It's not the type of snow that we're getting tonight where it's going to stop the plans. So definitely proceed with your plans. Just use caution in the meantime. We do look at the almanac today. We got up to 27 degrees today. Our low was at 8 degrees this morning. And safe to say, we're kind of not in the single digits anymore with those temperatures. We've made it to the 20s, still below our normal. Normal temperature is 39. We're at 26 right now. Feels like temperature is in the teens. So still feeling a lot better than it was yesterday. I think today is a little more manageable. I've definitely noticed a difference, and I appreciated the 20s more than anything today. Wind is going to be blowing from the southwest at about 16 miles per hour currently. So that is why the wind chill, or feels like temperature, is pretty much a little bit lower than the actual original temperature is. Just keep that in mind. This isn't really across southeast Wisconsin. We are feeling a little bit cooler than what the actual temperature is because of the wind. And we're seeing a range of numbers here with temperatures ranging from the lower 20s all the way to near 30. West Bend is right at 30. And then those wind chill values are in the teens, upper teens overall. We look for the forecast tonight with those lows. Now, how low will it go, right? It's going to get down to around 20 degrees for a low tonight, 18 in Madison. If you look north, though, they're going to be a little bit cooler, 1 degree in Duluth, 9 in Rhinelander and even Eau Claire. As we look ahead over the next 6 to 10 days, we're still going to be below our average across the Midwest. So really throughout the middle of this month, below average temperatures. Here's a look at those flurries that are pretty much floating and moving through. Some of that could turn into some freezing drizzle. So just keep that in mind. It could cause some sleek spots on the roads. As we look ahead here on our Sky Vision Plus, here's what you can expect. Most of that is going to move out of the area quickly way before midnight. All of that snow and flurry should be out of here. Leaving behind nothing but clouds. A little sunshine could be expected into Saturday's forecast before we start tracking that second clipper system. This is before midnight. We can have more of that snow pushing through the area. And then we dry out again, and then we'll get several rounds of more of that snow that will continue throughout the upcoming week. Here's a look at that 6-day planner for you. Flurries on Monday, temperatures stay in the 20s, and then we get to the 30s by Tuesday. We had a chance for snow that continues. Rain and snow mix on Wednesday, and back to regular snow on Thursday, and cooler temperatures proceed back in the 20s. Over to you, Kim.
All right, thanks. A mega deal could reshape the entertainment industry.
It's a big one. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with the win for Netflix.
I think it's the perfect marriage of content with distribution.
A Hollywood bidding war finally fades to black, and Warner Brothers Discovery's film and TV studios and streaming platform HBO Max goes to Netflix.
This is a game changer. It really is. Because if you think about it, they're going vertical now. The production, the existing library, the ability to produce more into global distribution. Who is going to catch up with them? Nobody.
The media giant beating out Paramount and Comcast. The deal is valued at over $82 billion and will give Netflix access to Warner Brothers' trove of content, including the Harry Potter franchise, Game of Thrones, DC Comics, and more. It does not include Warner-owned cable channels like CNN and TNT. Netflix said the deal will allow it to significantly expand its production in the U.S., which will create jobs and strengthen the entertainment industry. Netflix also said it expects to maintain Warner Brothers' current operations, which includes releasing movies in theaters. The plot very much thickens when it comes to the long-term theatrical release plan of this merger, as it remains a big question for many in the industry.
From nothing, when they started, to a bone-crushing combination of the best content and global distribution. Everybody in media wants to be on Netflix.
The deal could still face regulatory challenges, as some lawmakers argue the merger would give Netflix too much control over content and distribution. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Japanese convenience stores like 7-Eleven are iconic on the internet.
If you've ever wanted to try some of their sandos, well, you're in for a real treat. It's coming up.
you.
7-Eleven is bringing the viral Japanese egg salad sandwich to the U.S. That's right. Get the chops. Here we go. The company says the famous Sando features egg salad. It's made with QP mayonnaise. It's a Japanese mayo. And slices of milk bread. Fans say that the egg salad is creamy and tangy, while that milk bread is just pillowy soft and sweet. Good combination. Item is available at select stores now in the U.S.
With stories that matter to you, this is Fox 6 News at 6.
I am so hurt by this, man. It's not only hurting her. I'm the voice for her. She can't talk. She can't say sentences.
Now at 6, ready to take legal action against MPS, the alleged child abuse against special needs students.
I hope they open it back up so I can go across 16th Bridge.
And prepare for a detour why the entire 16th Street Bridge is dark tonight.
But first at 6, it's all about the green and gold. We're taking a live look at Lambeau Field. A big rivalry showdown is taking place on Sunday. The Bears coming to Titletown. And both teams will face off in the cold on game day. And that's where Holly Baker comes in.
You notice it's snowing up there. We got a couple rounds of snow possible this weekend, Holly.
Yeah, we do. We got a couple of rounds this weekend and even next week. More snow is going to be on the way. At this point, I'm like, can we get a break? Yeah, I love the snow, you guys. Don't get it twisted. I love the snow. But I am also wanting to just be outdoors and not have to worry about the clouds. Mainly want more of the sunshine and warmer temperatures. But hey, it is what it is. We got to embrace how beautiful the snow can be. But first, let's look at something on Sunday. If you're going to be headed out to the Packers game, this is going to be a cold game. Temperatures are going to max out at around 19 degrees. Wind chills are going to be below that. So be sure to be bundled up for that game. It's going to be mostly sunny, but chilly for you. So if you're headed out, just be warm. Now, as we look at our satellite and radar here, we're tracking a little bit more of that snow in the area. That's going to continue to push through, but it's going to be out of here by midnight. It's more of a dusting than anything. No accumulation is really going to be expected out of this, but we do have more snow on the way for the weekend where an accumulation will be expected. But look at temperatures right now. We're at 26 degrees in Milwaukee, 17 in Duluth, and 19 in Marquette. A little bit warmer south. If you look at St. Louis at 39 and 41 in North Platte. So we do have a mix of temperatures. We are kind of in the middle, lucky to be in the 20s. Some other areas across the way here are in the 20s as well, ranging from lower 20s to upper 20s. But how long will the 20s stick around? Will we get 30s? We'll talk about it coming up next in the full forecast. Back to you guys.
All right, Holly, we will see you soon. You can keep tabs on the weekend weather when you have the Fox 6 Storm Center app. It's important for this weekend because you'll have the live radar. You see the temperatures on there, the wind speed. You can check out the wind chill, and you always get the extended forecast.
Let's get back to the Packers and the Bears rivalry. We are taking a look at history. It is one of the oldest rivalries and the most intense in the NFL. It started more than 100 years ago in 1921. The two teams have met 210 times, including the playoffs. This is the most in NFL history. The Packers are now 41-25 against the Bears at Lambeau. The Bears scored a win in Green Bay last season. Another note is two former Packers players are now playing for the Bears.
This game is a fight for the top spot in the NFC North. Here is a look at the standings. The Chicago Bears, they're currently in the #1 spot with a record of 9-3. The Packers are in second place with a record of 8-3-1. The goal is to knock the Bears out of the top spot because if they win and do that, they'll switch places.
The Packers host the Bears. Hey, 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 and you can see it right here on Fox 6 if you're not headed up to Lambeau. Plus, you'll be warm at home watching it. The game kicks off right after the Bills-Bengals game. We have the special edition of Fox 6 News after the game. And, of course, our sports team all over it. Wrapping things up on the Blitz Sunday at 10:30.
Well, instead of cars, barriers now sit on Milwaukee's 16th Street Bridge. The Department of Public Works says the bridge is fully closed. It's because inspection crews found the bridge in need of repairs during an in-depth inspection. The northern portion of the 16th Street Viaduct over the Menominee River was already closed due to ongoing rehabilitation project that's underway near Canal and Clybourne. Well, now businesses in the area say they're already feeling the impact.
Not too many people have been coming in. With the Marquette kids, they would come, eat here, have a nice meal, be able to go back home, take 5-10 minutes to get here, 5-10 minutes home, quick. Now it's taking them 15 to 20 minutes to go all the way around, and I wouldn't want to do that.
DPW says they don't have a timeline or a date for the bridge to reopen. However, they are working on an alternative route for people.
New tonight, demanding accountability from MPS.
Fox's Bria Jones sat down one-on-one with a mother who says a paraprofessional slapped her daughter at school, and now they're pursuing legal action.
Show me where. Using the words she can, 18-year-old Sharon Dunn is describing the moment she was hit in the face by a paraprofessional at Riverside University High School. Mouth. Did it hurt? Yeah. Dunn lives with cerebral palsy. Her mother, Shirley Dunn, says she no longer wants to go to school.
I am so hurt by this, man. It's not only hurting her, I'm the voice for her.
Milwaukee police say the incident happened back on November 12th. A 39-year-old, now former male paraprofessional, was arrested. Charges are still pending.
School resource officer said, I seen the tape myself, and a child should not have been slapped like that.
Fox 6 hasn't been able to view the footage, but Dunn says she was able to watch it.
He was tying up her shoes, and then he grabbed her off the floor and slammed her on the chair, and then he reached over and he slapped her.
Verona Swanigan is their attorney. She's planning to file a notice of claim with both the city of Milwaukee and the MPS board of directors on their behalf, seeking damages.
We need a call to action to protect these children from their inability to speak. Creates a situation where they become prey.
Milwaukee Public Schools should be accountable for this. They should not have hired that man.
In Milwaukee, Bria Jones, Fox 6 News.
Well, in a statement, MPS says in part, anytime we receive a report of a staff member hurting a student, we investigate thoroughly and take appropriate action up to and including termination. We also reached out to the city, and a spokesperson told us we will give any notice of claim our full attention once or if received, but don't comment on threatened or pending litigation.
Charges are now filed in a hit-and-run case in Merton. The accused driver in the accident appeared in court today. 33-year-old Christopher Wood is charged with 2 counts of hit and run involving great bodily harm. He's accused of hitting 2 people on Tuesday night in Merton. Sheriff's deputies say Wood then took off. He turned himself in on Wednesday. A 64-year-old man and a 64-year-old woman were seriously hurt. A $7,500 cash bond was set. Wood is in court next week.
He was observed.
Everyone was shocked. I mean, we were shocked. We were surprised.
An area youth soccer volunteer is now caught up and charged in a federal child sex crimes case. And tonight, the soccer program is making it clear this has nothing to do with them.
Our Andrew Amuzu spoke with the program's attorney and brings us up to speed on those conversations. Andrew.
Yeah, Ben and Kim, Croatian Eagles soccer attorney Michael Surjak says 46-year-old Justin Kegelbauer had a clean background check serving as director of tryouts and accounts receivable. He also says these allegations are a surprise. Kegelbauer is accused of trying to fly overseas to have sex with a child. Prosecutors say it was part of an international undercover operation and say he was planning to travel to the UK. JetBlue Airlines confirmed Kegelbauer was going to fly out of Chicago O'Hare Airport on November 27th, except he didn't make that flight and was taken into custody. On Tuesday, a federal judge ordered the 46-year-old to be detained pending trial. Attorney Surjak says Kegelbauer is a parent volunteer in the program and had no interaction with players. Because of that, Surjak says the Franklin-based soccer club and Kegelbauer's allegations are not to be connected.
To attribute that to the soccer club is unfair, where we really didn't have any reason to believe that any of this was going on. This isn't something that the club has faced, and there is no playbook on dealing with this type of situation, but the club was trying to be as responsible as possible.
Now, the club says they've never received any complaints from players or families suggesting Kegelbauer engaged in any inappropriate behavior. Today, he waived his right to a preliminary hearing scheduled for December 9th, and it's unclear when he'll be in court next. Reporting from the newsroom, Andrew Amuzu, Fox 6 News.
Andrew, thank you for the update. Also happening, a battle over an ICE office in Milwaukee.
Should the federal government stay or should they go? Why one side's encouraging them to stay while others are fighting against it.
And get a kick out of this plan in Chicago, a new soccer stadium. How much the project will cost.
And before we go to break, here is a live look at the 3rd Ward. It is holiday in the ward tonight. A Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Another Christmas tree lighting ceremony during FOX 6 News at 6. This one's big. They got fireworks and things down there. So we will follow this live and see if we can get some lights to pop on.
And happening right now, fare changes for Milwaukee MCTS, the Milwaukee County Transit System. Those new prices start January 1st. Fixed route base fares will increase starting again the first of the year. MCTS made the announcement on its Facebook page, warning riders to check updated prices before riding. And it compares to fares from this year, next year. You'll see some photos, and we'll keep you updated as we get more information. But be on the lookout for increased fares starting on the 1st. A fire in a vacant building forces an evacuation of people living nearby. Milwaukee firefighters were called to 17th and Atkinson this morning before sunrise. As a precaution, first responders asked people living behind the building to leave their apartments. This just in, Milwaukee County Transit System, well, we just told you that, is raising prices.
Well, protesters fought the cold as they criticized ICE and its ICE's current office in Milwaukee at Broadway and Knapp. The federal government has leased it for 26 years. In 2023, MSOE bought it. The school says it thought the feds were moving out within months of the purchase, but they stayed. MSOE says it's following federal law saying the feds get to stay. Well, today, we spoke to both sides of the immigration debate.
ICE is not welcome in Wisconsin. Wisconsinites are becoming more motivated to pushing back and resisting against ICE being here.
To those ICE officers, I want to encourage them, thank them for what they're doing. I know that ICE is recruiting and trying to hire different people.
Now, ICE is planning a move to Milwaukee's northwest side. The city already approved the occupancy application. We're going to delve into the city records to find out what's planned. You could check out that part of the story for free on your Fox Local app.
Having trouble with a new or used car purchase?
Well, here's your chance to ask an expert for advice. Contact 6 getting ready to tape another episode of their great Ask Contact 6. They want to hear from you. Just scan the QR code, see it on your screen, fill out a quick form. Your question, it could be about lemon law, auto defects, unauthorized repairs, really anything you have here. Here's the experts. We're going to have Susan Grizowiak, from the Lemon Law Justice Center. Will answer as many questions as she can. So this episode will be available on Fox Local starting December 12th, but I love it because it's a long-form conversation.
And people are buying cars, kind of at the end of the year.
Yeah, we had hail, with the storms. Those cars might be out there. How do you know? That sort of stuff.
Don't know. A blast from the past from the Brewers. The powder blue jersey making a comeback.
I love it. I definitely want to get one of those.
The hot sale you can hit up to keep yourself warm this cold weekend.
You're watching Fox 6 News with Ben Handelman and Kim Murphy.
And we're getting a look at a brand new $650 million professional soccer stadium in Chicago.
Be somewhere in this city. Fox's Kelly Saberi with the highlights.
This will be Chicago's first new stadium in 3 decades. It will be a project of over $650 million, privately funded. Owner Joe Mansueto is betting big not only on the sport's domestic popularity, but the city of Chicago itself. Chicago Fire FC is getting its own home. It may seem hard to believe that Chicago, with its 77 neighborhoods, has never had a major entertainment project on its riverfront. This new site, coined the 78, is a nod to what will become Chicago's newest neighborhood.
There's going to be a lot of jobs created here for the stadium, and then as the site continues to get built out, there's going to be a lot of jobs as cranes go in the sky for apartment buildings, condos, residences to get built here at the 78.
The space will see new retail, bars, restaurants, and recreational spaces for the community. The total project will be an investment of over $1 billion and spans 62 acres. The stadium alone will fit 22,000 fans. The Fire's head coach, Greg Berhalter, a former player and coach of the U.S. men's national team, gave us a tour of the team's performance center and says a new energy can be felt throughout the building.
To really attract a robust fan base and get everyone enjoying the sport, it needs to be about raising the level. And you see, facilities like this, stadiums like we're building, definitely raises the level.
Berhalter says it's projects like this that will help convince the sport's best athletes to play in the U.S.
We already have Messi, the world's greatest player, and how do we keep multiplying that where we get household names playing in Major League Soccer?
And since the stadium's announcement, the team has received 15,000 requests to buy season tickets. They're hoping that the stadium will open in 2028. In Chicago, Kelly Saberi, Fox Business.
All right, let's get back to Wisconsin. This is a live look at,
Is it?
We swear American Family Field is out there somewhere. Home of the Brewers, of course. The team had a successful season. Highlights include clinching the NL Central Division title, earned them a spot in the playoffs. They went on to play the rival Cubs in the NL Division Series, and they beat them, advancing to the NLCS. Then they played the Dodgers, and some bad stuff happened. Playoff run came to an end, but, that team was the back-to-back champions.
Right, they did win.
It was a great season. And now, the Brewers, the team, hoping to move forward and prepare for next season, and it starts with the decision for uniforms.
Ta-da! Players will now wear the powder blue jerseys. The decision creating excitement amongst fans. Clubhouse sale at the ballpark is happening this weekend. Team merchandise, it's selling at a discounted price.
I just thank the Brewers for being a family-orientated team, ballpark and everything, and the excitement being at the ballpark is always a good thing. We threw out the first pitch April 26th of 2024, Casey and I, and we just love coming to the ballpark.
Okay.
And let's think spring. The home opener for the Brewers Thursday, March 6th against the Chicago White Sox.
We need to think spring because it looks like winter still out there tonight. Is that snow falling in between us?
But you know what's happening?
What?
St. Nick's.
That'd be a good time.
Yeah, St. Nick arrives tonight.
St. Nicholas Day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just a little preview of Christmas if
you
you've
put
been
stuff in the shoe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you put your shoes outside? I didn't grow up with this.
No, you don't put your shoes outside.
It's just inside.
I believe inside.
Okay, someone correct me if we're wrong on that.
I was too old.
Well, listen, I was going to let them continue to talk about it because I didn't grow up, like, oh, it's St. Nick Day. I just wait till Christmas. So, I mean, at least, we got something else. I mean, it looks so, not so clear out there. That's because the snow has arrived to our area, folks. 27 degrees is what we got to today. We're at 26. It is finally snowing in our area, and this is more like flurries. Visibilities have been reduced just a little bit there, and then it feels like temperature is 14 degrees, and then our dew points are at 16. Wind is from the southwest at about 14 miles per hour. That is what's making it feel a little bit cooler. You do see some other areas here with those reduced visibility. visibilities, especially in Waukesha. Their visibilities aren't the best right now, and that is where a lot of that snow is pretty much already dominating the area, and we're starting to get more of that to come into our area too. We look at our temperature and wind chill here. Nice and cold out there for everybody, so if you like the cold, then this is the type of weather you'll love, because it's cold and it's only going to get colder. We look at the temperature outlook over the next 6 to 10 days. We're still going to be trending below average. Our average temperature is 39 degrees. Here is a look at the bulk of all the snow that's passing through the area. All of this will be out of here by midnight. Let's look here on our Sky Vision Plus as we plan ahead. So most of that'll be out of here by midnight, leaving behind clouds for Saturday throughout the day. Now, Saturday night is when it gets interesting because we'll be tracking more snow. This time, it's going to be a little bit more of an accumulation. Roughly 1 to 3 inches of snow could fall. But again, that will be out of here by Sunday morning. Left behind with more sunshine to enjoy on Sunday, but it still will be cold. You'll need the jacket for the next 6 days. Here's a look at that 6-day planner. Flurries will arrive on Monday. And then as we head throughout the rest of, or the upcoming week, I should say, that's whenever temperatures are going to be in the 30s for more snow. We'll have more after the break. Stay with us.
You're watching Fox 6 Sports with Brandon Cruz.
With the weather being very December-like on Sunday at Lambeau Field, the Packers most likely will need to run the ball effectively to beat the Bears. That part of their offense has picked up recently, and Josh Jacobs gives the offensive line a lot of credit.
it seems like guys training a lot harder. You know, we feel like the concepts that we've been putting together, you know, in the run game has made it a lot easier for a lot of guys, and you know, we've been kind of just reaping the benefits of it.
And Fox 6 is your home for the game Sunday. Kickoff is at 3:25. We follow that with a special edition of Fox 6 News. And be sure to join us at the end of the evening for the Fox 6 Sports Blitz at 10:30. Once again, the Bucks will be without Giannis Antetokounmpo after he injured his calf Wednesday, but the team rallied to beat the Pistons. They're looking to keep the momentum tonight with the 76ers in town.
Really just attacking it as many ways as we can, and obviously together. Got to do everything together, whether Giannis here or not in there. You know, go out there, play hard, and execute our game plan. And that's usually the recipe, you know, to success. If you do that as best you can.
And tomorrow, the I-94 rivalry returns with the Golden Eagles heading to the Kohl Center to face the Badgers. Last season, Shaka Smart got his first win against the Badgers since taking over at Marquette. But many of the players are gone, and this is a new team, but their attitude is not any different.
Nobody wants to win more than the players, and that's the case for every single game. You know, a lot of times in rivalry games, the interest on the outside gets piqued because, you know, there may be an office where there's someone that went to this school and someone that went to that school, and there's more excitement and there's more interest. But make no mistake about it, I mean, our players year-round want to win.
And this is always such a fun matchup between these two. And the bragging rights last for about 360 days, give or take. And so a lot will be on the line. We'll have it fully covered for you as I'll be out there tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, fun. All right. Thanks, Brandon.
All right. And tonight we are seeing some snow if you're headed out to some of the festivities.
Yes, but it's not going to be an accumulation, thankfully. But Saturday night will be a different story. This is going to move through fast. Before midnight, it should be all out of here for us.
All right, I looked it up. You don't have to put your shoes outside.
Okay.
Kids just have to put their shoes out. That's why I didn't get any candy as a kid, because nobody told me to do that.
We'll see you on Fox Local